Hey folks, welcome to the village. Just working on what we're gonna make here for dinner tonight. Actually taking advantage of some of the nice weather. Made it up to over 60 degrees today in January in Nebraska. It's pretty phenomenal. Just taking these Brussels sprouts here. I cut the bottoms of them off, clean them up a little bit. What I'll do is I'll wash them real good, and then I'll take them and slice them in half. And then I'm gonna put them in a freezer bag. I'll put a little olive oil in there. I like to put garlic. I like things a little spicy, so I'll put a little cayenne pepper, a little white pepper, a little salt, a little black pepper, maybe a little paprika. And then I'm going to take them out and we'll show you out on the grill. We're going to put my tray on the grill and I cook these on the grill, indirect heat. No heat underneath them, heat on the other side, just so it allows them to cook through. And then once they get mostly cooked through, then I'll take and bring back the heat underneath them to like low setting and just finish them off and just kind of crisp them out a little on the outside a little bit. So that's what we're working on. We got chicken thighs I got over there in a bag with, again, some olive oil, just a little herb mix up with some rosemary, some thyme, salt and pepper, garlic, a couple of little things I'll have to look at it that I put in there. We'll cook those on the grill. These will get started first. These take a little longer to cook. So we'll get these prepped up. We'll get that in there, get them marinated a little bit, and then we'll take them out and get the grill ready and get everything set up. Yeah, that's where we're at. Okay, so I got my Brussels sprouts all cleaned up, and I just take them and just cut them in half. Just take the knife, boom, right down the middle. Cut them in half. That way it just expedites the cooking a little bit. If you leave them whole, it could take quite a bit to get all the way in there and get them right. So I like to cut them in half. Totally up to you. Sometimes with the smaller ones you can get away with it. These are fairly small, but I'm gonna cut them in half. And that way too, it sucks up all the marinade a little better into them. So I think it just gives them better flavor when you cook them. So that's what we're working on here. We'll get these all diced up. We'll get them into that plastic bag with our spice mix. We'll let them sit in there for a little bit while we're getting the grill cleaned up and ready to go, and then we'll get these bad boys on there and get them cooking. Okay, got my sprouts all cut up here now, all diced up in half. In here I just put some olive oil, a little thyme, a little oregano, black pepper, salt, pepper. I like the thyme, actually a little more thyme than it just gives good flavor, and a little white pepper, one of my go-to favorites. So now I just put that in there, zip those bad boys up, and I just mix them up good, just so everything's coated real good and everything's mixed up. And just let these, I don't have to sit that long. I'll let these sit probably in here for probably about 10-15 minutes. And we'll take them out to the grill. I'll get the grill probably up to about 400. Again, on the right side, I'll put them on the left side on my tray and just cook them in the direct heat to get them mostly cooked before I turn up the heat, transfer the heat onto low underneath them and finish them off there. So that's basically it. So let those sit, and then I'm gonna go out and get the grill ready. So we'll head out there in a few seconds. Grill's still warming up, but I got it pretty close, about 250. I'm gonna go ahead and take these sprouts. I have a bowl that I like to use to put these in on it. It works really good. It's pretty well seasoned. Again, I'll cut this heat off underneath. I'm gonna just leave the heat on the other burners on the other side. We'll stick them forth and just simply throw them in there. Pretty simple. Spread them out a little bit. And we'll just let those go. Again, heat's over here. Keep this on high. Keep it up around 400. These will probably cook, they're not going to take too long, probably 15-20 minutes. We'll cook these, stir them up a little bit, randomly stir them up, just to mix them around a little bit. And then after about that 20 minutes or so, we'll take and we'll turn them up a little bit underneath to probably low, maybe medium high. Take the chicken, put it on the other side, cook that up at the same time. We'll finish those off and kind of crisp them up a little bit. So that's what we got going, folks. Been on there for about 10 minutes. You can tell, get cooked up there pretty good. A little bit dark on some of them that are near here, but that's not bad. Get them cooked pretty well through. I'd say that's probably about 10 minutes. Give them probably another 10 before I'll cut the heat back on underneath them and start cooking those up a little bit, but looking pretty good. And taste even better. About at the 20-minute mark now, you kind of see. Gonna brown it up a little bit, looking pretty good. So I've added the heat back. Oh, wait a second, hang on. I thought I added the heat back. We'll turn that back on. Come on. Wow. We'll add the heat back under these on low. I'm gonna cut these down a little bit too, because we're gonna take and put our chicken over here. So we'll back these down a little, let that cool off a little bit. And we'll hit these for probably about 5 minutes on the higher heat. Then I'll cut the heat back off and just let them rest while I cook the chicken on this side. So close this back up and let those cook on, and I'll go grab my chicken. We'll get that put on here in a couple minutes. Got the heat off on the sprouts over here, just letting them sit there, stay warm. Got my chicken thighs here. Just gonna take those guys, stick them right around about a medium heat on this side. Pull them out. Just gonna throw them on there. Little piece here, throw on here. That's Brand is going to the dog down there. Not that much left in there. That's it. We'll put those on. Those aren't going to cook very long. I think I'm going to cut that down lower. They're pretty thin. They won't take long to cook. Just cook them to internal temp of around 165. They should be good to go. And those guys are just going to sit there and stay warm. That's what we got going on. Come back, check in a few minutes. So got everything done. Pretty simple again. Your Brussels sprouts. Wash them up, trim the bases of them off a little bit, cut them in half, indirect heat for about 20 minutes, depending on the size of them, depending on how you like them cooked. I like them a little more crispy on the outside, which you're going to see here, which I've done. Add back the heat after about 20 minutes on low underneath. Just chicken, just simple chicken, slap it on there, cook it to temp, and that's about it. Pretty easy, prep time, about 10 minutes. Cook time about 35, because the Brussels sprouts take a longer. Chicken about 15 minutes. Just something simple and easy you can throw together. And when you're in Nebraska in the middle of winter time and you get a 60-degree day, you come out and grill some food. So thanks for joining. If you like that, like it. If you have any comments or questions or suggestions, put a comment down below. If you want to subscribe and watch us do other recipes and other things and other builds, anything you'd like to see, hit the subscribe button and follow along with us and enjoy the cooking, the building, and all the stuff we do. Thanks, folks.